Good morning, good morning, good morning. This your boy Messiah Boss, and you tuned in to You Hook Now the podcast. You Hook Now the podcast. Hey, you can catch me on the Anchor app. You can hit my Twitter page at MessiahX5. You can go to my profile. You can go to two links that'll hit me up on YouTube. One YouTube page is gonna be my podcast for You Hook Now, and another YouTube page is gonna be the podcast for the devotions of my life. When I read my Bible devotionals, man, I do my spiritual thing just to keep my mind sane and things of that nature, man. You'll be able to see me break down just different devotions that I get uh, every day. Pretty much, I read devotions on a daily basis, but uh, I might drop a breakdown of my nature like once every week. So if you ever want to get some good spiritual talk, if you ever want to go live with me, have a live conversation, if you're on Twitter, hit me up in my DMs. Hit me up in my DMs, and we can schedule something. We can exchange numbers, and we can have a over the phone podcast. I really don't do too many podcasts at this moment, video wise, streaming wise, because man, social media can be a real nasty place at times, and I've been around some situations to where people, don't like what you say, maybe not rocking with what you say, and take offense to what you say. And before you know it, they looking up your ex, they looking up your profile page, they trying to find where you work, they trying to find where you go to school, they trying to get you fired. Cancel culture is big right now. So if you ever want to do a podcast with me, we can have a live podcast over the phone. I'll leave you anonymous, and we can answer all your questions, and we can answer, uh, or we can have a dialogue via the topic that I have for that podcast. But tonight, right now, well, this AM, because I'm talking about child support, right? I'm talking about child support, and it's crazy because child support is a reoccurring theme. It's a timeless theme, which those are ones I like to talk about because that theme is not going nowhere. The topic, the issue of child support is not going nowhere. So, um, one thing about that is the more people have kids, the more we're going to have child support situations. And when it comes to those situations, a lot of the times you only hear flack from those type of situations when you have a person who really don't have the financial means, or you have a person who has an abundance amount of financial means, and then you have the observers who are seeing the story play out. Pretty much saying that they're asking for too much. They want too much. What does a kid need with this amount of money? Blah, 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 blah. The way the system is set up. Let me break the system down. I know I'm from Texas, so I think it's the same state to state. I think it's the same state to state nationwide, but I'm not 100% sure. But let me give you the breakdown in Texas. As far as 2020, via one child, if you have one child with a person and y'all not together, you put them on child support, it's 20%. It's 20% of your I won't say your net. It's 20% of your net, and from that it goes to if you have two kids, it go to 25%. Three kids, 30%. Four kids, 35%. Five kids or more, it's 50% and higher, depending on the breakdown. I've seen some interesting situations. Me myself, I'm on child support. I'm on child support for my first daughter. She's 15. Uh, that's a shaky situation. I'm gonna keep it 100. That's a shaky situation. It started off beautiful, but then things went a little bit awry. I'll get into that story maybe on this podcast or maybe another one. But shout out to my daughter. I love you very much. You're gonna be hearing this, so you already know who I'm talking about because you're my oldest daughter. But child support is a crazy thing, man. What brings me to this topic, this AM, is that I was looking at something, and I don't know how true the story is, because you have all these vlogs and blogs and things of that nature, man. They always coming up with headlines and different stories, and sometimes a lot of it just be propaganda. They don't even be true. They just make up things. They just clickbait and fishing for, attention and stuff like that. But even if the story isn't true, I'm just going to run that, and that's what's going to open me up to what I'm talking about in this AM. Future, the rapper Future. I don't know his real name. I don't know how to say his real name. I ain't gonna even attempt to say his real name. I really don't care about his real name. One of his kids' mothers. I really didn't do too much dipping and diving into her background either. So I'm just gonna assume this is just for one child. From what I can see, I think it's just for one child. She asked, allegedly based on this story, she asked, I guess for the Attorney General of their state, for $53,000 a month. $53,000 a month for child support. $53K a month. Now, let me start off by saying this. I'm a firm believer as a man. When it comes to my kids, though, I don't know about everybody else's kids, but when it comes to my kids and my life and how I am, and how I'm not a money hungry person, I'm not a greedy person. I don't need all this money to live. I want a good amount to be more than comfortable. I want a good amount to be abundant, to live afloat, live a great life. But I'm not that just super crazy and all that about money. I'm the type of person that when I look back on my situation, and I got my kids with my kids' mothers, for all the children mothers that I have, if I had the money to give them a court-appointed, court-sealed and stamped letter from the judge to just say, look, all my kids' mothers, which are 8 by the way, all 8 of them, give them $1 million apiece with a court-appointed letter, court-appointed seal, put $1 million into a bank account to where only so much can come out per month. Only so much can come out per month. And then whenever my child hits 18, they will be in charge of the rest of that money in that account once they hit 18. But they will have $1 million in that account. So that means all 8 of my children's mothers will have $1 million apiece. So it will be $8 million according to each, $1 million per each child for child support. And just let me have my free reign visitations. Let me go about my business. Let me come in and get my kids, spend time with them, get them on the weekend, get them a few weeks throughout the year, get them a month through the summer, however we're going to do it, depending on how I'm moving and grooving and shaking in the world. That will be my plan. My plan would just look, I got this money allocated to the side for y'all. Here go a meal for each one of y'all. It's going to be in an account. You're not going to be able to touch the whole meal. You're not going to be able to go in and just think you're going to take $100,000 out. No, it's going to be like a set amount per month. It's going to be like $1,500 or something per month. That's going to go on my kid. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I already know the mother's going to be in control of the money. So they might end up spending the money on rent so they can live in a decent place and blase, blase, blase. And if that's what they do, that's what they do. You understand what I'm saying? But that money will be put and locked and capped to where it's only going to release a certain amount of money a month, which it'll be a feasible amount. I know I'll keep going up. First I went to $1,200, now I went to $1,500. So I'll probably say like a $2,000, something like that per month. And they'll be able to use up to $2,000 per month. And then once they hit that 2,000 mark, hey, it's shut off. You can't withdraw anything for nothing. The only person can be able to get in those accounts will be me. I'm the only person who have access to those accounts. They will just have cards with debit numbers, and they will only be able to pull up to $2,000 a month, and that's it. That will be my ideology on something. Have it all paid to the side, because I look at it like this. If I'm coming from a millionaire standpoint, right? And I'm coming from a millionaire standpoint. Now, I get it. I would have to be a quiet millionaire My kids' mothers wouldn't have to know what I got, and then I would just allocate some money to the side, and they'll just have to rock with it. I get it. Once you already living in, financial abundance, you're living in a millionaire, you a worldwide star, athlete, actress, actor, whatever you are. People kind of got a good idea of what you make. They see your network everywhere or whatever, so they're gonna hit you up like that. So once you in that realm, I know 9 times out of 10 it won't be able to work like that. But I'm saying from my standpoint of where I stand today in my life right now, no fame, no significant fortune or nothing like that. If I just had some quiet money, if I came across some M's, this what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like they have no way of telling me, or I just do the whole, Western Union, whatever you do, boom. I do my Western Union, keep my receipts, and I give you the money that I want to give you. We can just play it that way, and I can just make my trips around the city and drop my 2,000 off each month to my kids' mothers, and we can play it that way. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. However it is, we get the job done. But 53,000, that's triple zeros. 53,000 a month. I did the totality on that, man. That is $636,000 a year. 636,000 a year. Now, I said a million. That's it. A million whole, cold, hard. That's it. A meal. She wants 636,000 every year. 636K every year. Now imagine if your kid 5 years old. What the hell are your kid gonna be doing with 636K? What they gonna be doing with that type of money, man? A kid, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Hell, we can go 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. You get a BSN somewhere. What are you doing with 636 grand a year? What are you doing? 636,000 per year is what you asking for. Over $500,000 a year. So if your child is only 5, and how child support works is you pay it till you 18, and then if your child goes and forego to go into college, they give you up until the time period of 24, unless your child drops out of college. And if they drop out of college, this stops. You're only supposed to be doing it to 18, but if your child go to college, it'll give you up to 24. If they drop out, it stops. Now, what is a kid doing with 636 racks a year? What would make this woman possess to ask somebody for 636,000 a year? Now, imagine this. I'm finna pull out my calculator. 636 racks a year. Let me just go by my youngest daughter, right? My youngest daughter is about to be 4, right? So if my youngest daughter was about to be 4, and my wife asked me for 636,000 a year, and they granted her 636,000 a year. 636 000 times. So from 4, let me just give it to 18. So 14 years. $8.9 million for the next 14 years. $8.9 million for the next 14 years. What kid, I don't care where they live, I don't care where they from, what kid needs $8.9 million for the next 14 years? If we do 15 years, what kid needs $9.5 million? 16 years, what kid needs $10.1 million? If we do 17 years, what kid needs $10.8 million? If we do 18 years, what kid needs $11.4 million? If we do 19 years, what kid needs $12.084 million to be raised on? What child? $12 million. So for the next 19 years, you would have did a totality of $12.084 million. What child needs that type of money to be raised on? Answer that question. Now, I looked at some of the largest child support settlements, or pretty much settlements in the United States. In the United States, the type of money she's asking for, based on record, if she was awarded $53,000 a month for child support, she would come in number 3 in the United States when it came to child support. Brad and Angelina Jolie, they got buku money. He said he gave her $8 million plus another $1.3 million for all kind of expenses, plus she wants more for raising some kids. Raising kids that they adopted. These ain't even his blood kids. Maybe like 1 or 2 of them I think is blood kids, but raising some kids that they adopted? Ain't the state giving them money for that? And matter of fact, these kids kind of old looking. Charlie Sheen, $110,000 for 4 kids. $110,000 a month for 4 kids. And if she was awarded $53K a month, she would have came in right after Charlie Sheen with $53K from Future for however many kids she got. But I'm just going to say 1 because I ain't really dib and dab in the story. Eddie Murphy, $50,000 a month. Tom Cruise, $33,000 a month. 50 Cent, $25,000 a month. Donald Trump, $25,000 a month. And Britney Spears, $20,000 a month. To Kevin, goddamn me, Hustle Federline. This is a lot of money per month. This is a lot of money per month. Now I get it. You see a lot of these people's net worth, and they net worth be 200 million, 300 million. So when you do the totality of the money that they're asking, if my net worth is worth 250 million, but I got cash liquid that I own, I don't have my whole net worth. But if I got 150 million out of my network, that's cash, that's mine, that's liquid, that I can use, paying somebody $12 million for the next 18, 19 years, it ain't bad. It's not bad. It can be done. But what kid needs that type of money to be raised? I'm going to be honest with you. For my oldest daughter, man, I'm on child support for my oldest daughter for $1,100 a month. $1,100. When people ask me about that, and I say, yeah, I was paying $1,100 a month. And they like, what, $1,100? Man, I'm only getting $200 here, and I'm sending $200 down. I'm like, yeah, $1,100. Why you don't try to get it reduced? And I'm like, man, I don't have time to really be trying to do all that fighting and going back and forth and arguing. And I look at it like this. She 15 now. A couple more years. She'll be 18 in 3 years. And then another 4, if decided what she do, if she go to college, yeah, I still rock with her as my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Got to do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. Like I don't even try to fight that. I don't even try to go get it, decreased or anything like that, because it's like I'm so used to going without it, and I'm so used to hustling to make it back. It don't faze me now. It don't faze me, And I take care of my other kids. Me and their mom got arrangements. You know what I'm saying? They got arrangements. Now don't get it twisted. God willing, if God drops some bread on me, I'm not gonna lie, man. I ain't that type of cat, man. I'm gonna go to all my kids' mamas and I'm gonna drop a bag off of them. I'm gonna drop a bag off to them. That's just who I am. That's just my nature. You know what I'm saying? Because because my thing of it is that I'm not no hoe ass nigga like that. All these women that I had kids by, they wasn't bad women. I mean, they may have had bad incidents. You get what I'm saying? But they wasn't bad people. I understand the situation that we was in. And sometimes, pressure bust pipes. When you put pressure on situations, man, it shows you different sides of people. So it's not a side that I'm going to be judgmental of, because at the end of the day, like before these kids came into the picture, they had their own angel-like, mystique about them. They had their own angel-like ways. You know what I'm saying? And then when kids come in and you don't know where money gonna come from, and you hope your dude ain't gonna sit up there and just smash off and dip and not help you out. Yeah, you act a little bit way. You act a little bit more firm. You ain't who you are. You ain't the woman that gonna get ran the game over. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna stand here tall. And do all I can. You know what I'm saying? But I did tell them one thing. I'm not changing my freedom for it though. So they do know. They do know. Hey man, if I fall on hard times, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna talk on this podcast and tell y'all that I haven't fell on hard times once. I have fallen hard once when it came to my finances and my child support. It got hit hard. And the sad thing about it is when people figure it out and they find out about it, they want to talk about you dirty, but because at the end of the day, the only thing they see is the ass end of it. Only thing they see is this ain't necessarily getting paid at this point, or this is on hold, or this is just accumulating, or back pages accumulating and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a human. You can pass judgment on me all you want to. You cannot fuck with me this day forward. You can do whatever you want to, and that's cool with you. But I'm a human. I tell you, man, I had struggles, stumbles, fumbles, facing prison time, all that. So when you doing all that, sometimes your money slow up, and sometimes you have people who will make it their agenda to make your money slow up. And that's what I was dealing with. Before I get too deep into this child support, that's what I was dealing with. I'm just telling you my own experience. I was dealing with a issue where people was really putting everything in their power to make my money slow up. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a hell of a fire roadblock, man. I was facing jail time, 2 15-year sentences, plus multiple fines. I ain't glorifying it, but I'm telling you what it is. The world don't stop because you get in trouble. The world don't stop because you go to jail. That money gonna keep accumulating. That interest gonna keep adding up. They don't give a damn about none of your shortcomings in life. That attorney general don't give a damn about none of your shortcomings in life. You can get shot, you can be laid in the hospital. Guess what? That money gonna keep on rolling. When you get out, you're gonna have to figure a way to go get it. And at the end of the day, sometimes your baby mothers ain't gonna understand. Sometimes they're gonna give you all the blues and the hell in the world. They're human. It happens. It happens. And sometimes niggas that you know will turn their back on you because they have it in their mind that they so superior that they can't fall off one day. I see many of niggas get on these podcasts and get on these interviews and videos, and they talk bad about people who have issues financially, but they don't know what happened. Now, don't get it twisted. Some niggas just is some dirtbag, sleazeball, greasy niggas. Some niggas just ain't, they're gonna try to duck it. They're gonna try to duck it. They're gonna be on the run to not pay. I get it, you have those. But some of these dudes out here, man, really be going through hard seasons. Man, we're in the United States right now, bro. 2020. Over 31 million people are without a job. So you can't tell me, man, it ain't a lot of people falling in the back child support right now. And that's why I can't judge a lot of people who have backed up child support. Because at the end of the day, man, I don't know what happened. And I know how fucked up shit happened to me that I almost put a halt on my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I see people day in and day out, man, lose their jobs, man. Lose them. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got kids to take care of. Not just the kids in my house. I got kids outside the house. I'm on child support. Y'all understand, man. You don't just get jobs like snap of the fingers. I'm a black male. I'm a black man in America, and trust me, I just don't get hired at the snap of the finger by nobody. They put me through trial and fire every time somebody hires me. I can go into an interview with people, and I see people in the interview that I know I'm way better qualified than, got more credentials than them. And by the time I get hired at that joint, I see the same person that I was I was getting hired with, and they tell me they've been here 3, 4 months, 5 months before I got there. I know how this game works against me. I know how this system works against me. And I get it, man. I get it. I would never talk down on nobody because I don't know their story. See, I may encounter you right here and everything look bad for you, but I don't know why. I don't know how you got here. So how can I sit here and talk about, I see you down in your dumps right now and I'm kicking you while you down, but I don't know how you got here. And I would never know how you got here. So since I don't know the truth and I don't know the understanding of how you got to the point to where you at, there's no point of me wasting my breath talking bad about you because I never know your story. So, when I tell you about them figures, people, especially young men, when I tell you about them figures with this child support thing, man, let me tell y'all something. Y'all already know, man. Y'all know the saying, it's her body, it's her choice. A lot of y'all dudes think y'all can go out there and just lay up with these girls and get them pregnant, and you think that just because you fucking them good or you treat them better than any other nigga they been with, that you just gonna say, oh, I'm not ready for a kid, get an abortion, and they gonna do it. And I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of women who've done it. I've talked to them. It's a lot of women who've done it and went and got an abortion because she didn't want to so-called, quote-unquote, stifle the dude she liked potential, and he was about to make it somewhere, and she didn't want to pressure him with a baby, and she went and hit the hitman office with the kid, and the nigga still dipped. You gave him a get out of jail free card. And then he turned around back and looked you in your face and say, hey man, you did that. I ain't tell you to do that. Yeah, it's a lot of y'all women out there like that. Fellas, you get them pregnant and they don't want to terminate the pregnancy. And deep down in your mind, I'm going to keep it one stack with you. And deep down in your mind, you thinking, man, I hope this motherfucker miscarry, man. I can't stand to have no baby right now. I don't need no baby right now. You praying to God. You ain't never prayed to God in your life. You praying to God. Man, God, I ain't really telling you to kill a baby, but man, they said it ain't even a baby until this point. Oh, you know all the knowledge then. Everything coming to your head now. Lord, man, you know I ain't really ready, man. If you get me up out of this one, man. No, Lord is not for to get you up out of this. She gonna have that baby. You gotta deal with it. God willing, that's your only one. Is it cheaper to keep her? Yeah. Is it cheaper to stay with her? You may ain't gonna never love her. But guess what? I'd rather see what's going on and have everything under one roof, if I could, and get control of the situation like that, instead of letting her leave with your kid and start getting pounced on by another cat, and now he got his whispers in her ear, and she turning the grease up on you. She fit take you to child support court and try to drain you dry. Once a kid in the midst, it's time to sacrifice, bucko. I'm sorry. A lot of y'all ain't gonna like it. But once you find out she's pregnant, it's by you, it's time to sacrifice, bucko. Your life is not your own no more. Your life is not your own no more. Once a kid is coming in the mix, it's a wrap. So fellas, let me give you an analogy. Or let me give you a scenario. You see a house, and the door is open to that house. The door is open to that house. You don't know what's in that house. You don't know who in that house. You know what I'm saying? But you think it's some money. You was told that there was some money in that house. No, matter of fact, I'm gonna give you one better. The door opens, and you see the money across the house. You gotta go in the house to get the money. It's just like you gotta go up in the woman to get the good feeling. But if you go in there and get that money, you don't know what's gonna happen to you in that house. So that means if you go up in that woman naked head and she gets pregnant, you already know the consequences. The consequences is if you go in that house, you don't know who in there, you don't know what's in there, you don't know what kind of traps are set up, all you see is money. When you take the chance to go get that money, just like when you take the chance to go get that honey, you gotta go deal with the consequences once you're in there. See, the consequences is, I'm gonna run in this house, and if I see something, I'm gonna hurry up and run back out. So that means I'm gonna go up in this woman, and I'm gonna hurry up and pull out. My pull-out game tough. But what if when you turn back around and run up in that house, something close that door, you can't get out? What if your pull-out game don't work this time? And she pregnant, and she don't want to give up the baby? Let me tell y'all something, fellas. I don't give a damn how many times she opened her legs. I don't give a damn how many times she opened her legs. Don't go in there at all if you're not going to go in there protected. Stop playing my pull-out game tough game. Stop listening to this whole, I'm on birth control, I'm on IUDs, because let me tell you something. Every piece of birth control out there, I've got a woman pregnant while being on them. None of that stuff is 100%. See, the thing about it is, all these contraceptives, yeah, they're not meant for you just to keep testing them to see if they're going to work all the time. They like grace. Just because they there and they stop you this time, don't mean you need to test it again. So just because you jump into them guts and you nut off in her and she don't come up pregnant, don't mean you need to keep jumping in there raw again. Because what happens when you keep jumping in there raw? One day she come back and say, my period a week late. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm stressed out. I don't know. Nah, you pregnant, baby. And you knew how much I was getting down. It don't matter how much she opened her legs. Don't you go up in there raw. Or don't you go up in there unprotected, playing them games. Because once that baby come, you gotta deal with it, dog. And the crazy thing about some of this, Some of y'all really find women that are stupid enough and too prideful enough that don't put y'all on child support. They too prideful. So I'd rather struggle with my baby. Matter of fact, you know what? I'd rather just meet a new nigga and fuck him twice as hard as the old nigga to make him want to take care of me and my baby. They got ideologies like that. I ain't saying all of them do, but a lot of them do. And you a nigga happy about it. You happy that your baby mama laid up at the crib with some other nigga, probably getting ramsacked by 3 or 4 niggas. You don't even know if another nigga over there looking at your kid. You just glad that the kid ain't in your presence and you ain't got to take care of it. Come on, fellas. We got to wake up. I don't care. Even if she ain't on birth control. A lot of these women don't take birth control and do all that stuff like that because some of this stuff has negative effects on their body. Everybody's body don't react the same to all these contraceptives, my bad. Everybody's body don't react the same. It's people getting cancer behind all this stuff. So everybody ain't using them. It's definitely if you know she ain't using it, don't play yourself talking about you doing a pull-out game. I pull-out game tough. Don't believe that, oh, you can't have no baby, that your stupid parents tell you, like your mama tell you, you smoke too much. You can't have your baby. You ain't potent. I believe that if you want to. Don't believe that foolish stuff. Because you're going to have to pay for it. Even if you don't like it, you don't want to like it, you don't want to care about it, but you're going to pay for it. Or you going to be a whole ass nigga that leave your woman out here to fend for her own while you ducking and dodging, not paying for her, so now you got her out here doing whatever she can to make some money because you ain't helping her. I ain't knocking you. It gets rough when you're not prepared. I'm telling you, young men and you young women, this is how it's supposed to go. We focus on our money first. We get to a good point in life where we got good money to where we feel like we got the time to invest in a relationship, so we are not trying to love each other while being broke. Stop trying to love each other while being broke. Stop that struggle love. That's some of the worst shit y'all can do. It's this whole ideal of struggling and loving each other. Like it build character or something. Who the fuck want to struggle trying to be in love? Be about your bread. Young man, be about your bread. Young woman, be about your bread. When you got enough bread, he got enough bread, y'all gonna make it happen. And guess what? Y'all both sitting on a money pack, a money sack, and y'all can take care of a kid if y'all have one. I'm just being 1,000 with you. I don't see. I don't get the fact when I look at these athletes and entertainers, man. You an athlete. Man, you making a couple of million a year, you famous, bro. Nothing against young women in the hood who trying to come up. But there's no way that I'm gonna be an athlete or an entertainer making millions a year, finna go pull some girl out of the hood who has absolutely nothing going on, but trying to be a makeup artist and just still doing braids out of her mama crib. Or just doing nothing but thinking all she gotta do is be fine on social media and get her pregnant, bro. That's the worst thing you niggas could do. I don't see how you an athlete or entertainer, you making all these millions. And if you decide you want to have 7, 8 kids, how are your kids' mothers ain't walking around here with bachelor degrees or better? Why they ain't walking around here with master's degrees or better? Why they ain't walking around here with doctorate degrees or better? How? How? You a nigga that got millions of dollars impregnating women who got absolutely nothing. They depending on you. They depending on you to get them pregnant so they can come up. What you niggas thinking, bro? I don't get it. How can you get a woman pregnant that has absolutely nothing going on in her life but to sit around and wait on you to fuck her? How? Make that make sense. I'm not passing judgment. I'm just talking about making wiser decisions. This ain't really too much about the ladies because at the end of the day, I mean, I can get on them too. Ladies, if you know this man ain't got absolutely nothing going on for himself, I ain't talking about somebody who had it and y'all been together, y'all got some longevity. Now he fell off, he having a bad season. No, I'm not talking about that. He tested, he proven, he deposited so much in you that since he fell off and having a bad season, maybe he paying for some karma, maybe he paying for some God judgment. You still sticking by his side because you know he gonna bounce back because it don't last forever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a nigga you just walking into, you just meeting. He ain't got nothing going on. Nothing. How do you get pregnant by that person? How? How? How do you get pregnant by a nigga who say he just hustling? What if everybody stopped smoking crack today? What if everybody stopped smoking weed today? What if everybody stopped popping pills today? What are you gonna do then? Hmm? How you get pregnant? How you get pregnant with somebody like that with no type of no ideology of insurance? How? And now you stuck playing the pride route because this nigga really got nothing to give you. So you just playing super hard and super bold like you're a lady who gonna hold it down. I'm gonna do whatever for my kid. Looking stupid because you really can't put him on child support because you're not gonna get nothing. You probably can't even find a nigga. I'm just keeping it a stack with you. Fellas, don't bake on this, don't bank on the fact that you think you done hem them guts up real good that she gonna abort that kid. Don't do that. Don't bank on that fact. Don't be stupid. And then on top of that, when you find out these women pregnant, fellas, don't be a total asshole to these women to where you drive them to the point to where they want nothing to do with you. And you be happy to see them tell you to get out their life and don't even worry about you and the kid. They're going to do it by themselves. Because some of you niggas are trash and you drive women to that point. Some of you niggas will drive women to that point to where the woman will cut you off and don't want nothing to do with you. And you got a free get out of jail card. Some of you niggas is just that trash. But what you sow, you shall reap. What you sow, you shall reap. If you sow discord, you will reap discord. Huh? If you sow discord, you're going to reap discord. So I say that to say this. I'm going to close it off with this. I can break down all the percentages and go through all these different things when it comes to child support. Man, let me just let y'all know it's basic. It's basic. If you don't want to deal with it, don't put yourself in a position to deal with it. Don't put yourself in a position to have a potential baby. Stop thinking you always going to beat the odds. You always think you're going to pull out and it's not going to happen. And then it end up happening. And now you got a kid you can't walk away from. Or you walk away from, you don't give two shits about, and the kid out there just lost in the sauce because you don't want to step up and be dad. I get it. Some of y'all be good dudes, man, because I've seen it with my own eyes. Some of y'all be hellified dudes, great dudes, and then you get into these bad misconceptions of the woman that you got pregnant and she just never understanding and she run you off. I get that too. I get that too. All I'm saying is we got to do all we can to stop creating these babies and putting them in these positions to fail because we don't have any solid foundation for them to start. That's all I'm saying. We have no solid foundation for them to start, so we don't need to put them in a position to where they automatically gonna fail. We need to stop doing that. We need to stop doing that. Yes, fellas, it's her body, it's her choice. Yes, it's her choice. She chose to open her legs up to you. Yes, you chose to jump between her legs, but you are the carrier of the seed, my friend. Brother, you are the carrier of the seed. Ain't no life process starting unless the seed hits that egg. If you don't shoot that seed up in her, ain't no life starting. So remember, who's in control of life? You, the male, are in control of life. That's why you get on child support the most. You want to know why? People always saying, people always tell people, go have an abortion, go have an abortion. It's not a living end, it's not a living nothing, it's not a living anything to a certain amount of time. It's not even considered a child. Have an abortion. Be over with it. Be pro-choice. Blase, blase, blase. But let me show you where you're wrong. Y'all say a baby ain't living to X amount of weeks, or it's not considered a baby until X amount of weeks or a month and a half afterwards. Let me tell you something. I don't care if you got her pregnant on Wednesday night. Come Friday, she finds out for sure. Or come Saturday, I'll give you 72 hours. Come Saturday, she finds out for sure that she's pregnant. You hear me? She found out for sure she's pregnant. I wouldn't give a damn how many people said, but it's nothing living. You just have the abortion. It's nothing living. Let me tell you something. How did that seed get to that egg? That seed was living to swim up that fallopian tube to get to that egg, to get ready to start the process. The seed was alive. The sperm was alive. So guess what? It don't matter if it don't matter if you get an abortion 2 or 3 days later or you get an abortion a month later. You are killing something that's living the whole process. And there's nothing on this earth that nobody can tell me from different. When that man ejaculates in that woman, that number one sperm that hits that egg has to swim. It don't just float. It has to swim to get to that egg, which shows me that the seed is a living thing. So it doesn't matter when you get the abortion. You still kill something living in God's eyes. It's simple as that. And just remember, when you get them pregnant, the consequences of getting a woman pregnant and having a kid is you got to pay for it if y'all ain't together. Hell, you got to pay for it when y'all together. I don't see how so many niggas trip. You got to pay for the kid and what's going on when you in the house with the kid. You still paying. But the fact of the matter is, you don't want to give your baby mama $1,200 and knowing that she only gonna spend about $800 on the kid. Then she put another $150 to get her hair done, and another $150 to look good for another nigga to smash her. And you can't smash no more, so that's why you mad at hollering about all this child support. Most of you niggas holler about child support when you can't smash your baby mamas no more. That's the only reason. A lot of most of you niggas don't even holler about it no more because we already know the game. The only reason why you hollering is because you paying her all this money. You feel like you are entitled to that box, and you're not. So that's my spiel. Keep your dick in your pants if you ain't ready to pay. You know what I'm saying? I'm a living witness, bro. I'm a living witness, man. I got 10 kids. 1 passed away. I'm a living witness. I got 9 living kids. It ain't easy, player. It is not easy. I'm not going to champion somebody to jump into a game that they're not ready for. And trust me, I was not ready for this. But I had to get ready quick. I'm still getting ready to this day. It is not an easy game. You hear me? We got a pandemic going on. It's not an easy game. You got a hurricane or a tornado coming through town. It is not an easy game when you're worried about all your kids that you got out there. And every single one of them is not under your roof. It's not an easy game when you find out that somebody doing kick those in your child neighborhood and you ain't there. It's not an easy game when your baby mama don't want your other baby mama to move in the same vicinity with them. It is not an easy game. And you trying to do the best for what your kids is, and you got two adults want to holler about what they don't want. And you trying to do what's best for the kids. It's not an easy